Seatbelts are fastened. Lou Williams for the win. Bingo!
Oh my goodness.
By Landry, Ariza drop down. Kobe! Oh! Up high! Down hard! Kobe Bryant!
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! Kawhi aggressive to the rack.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another post-game live here on Dime Dropper for the 2024-25 season. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe on YouTube at Dime Dropper for all things LA Clippers, LA Sports, and NBA. And you can follow your boy and subscribe on the Locked On Clippers channel for all things LA Clippers. You can also listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And follow your boy on social media at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Dime Dropper Pod as we are live from Los Angeles tonight. People, I know you would probably expect a vlog from me on a night like this, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to the game tonight. My club team had an AAU tournament, and we had a 4:00 game, so I would have been late. I would have had to pay the money for parking, and I wouldn't have been able to get there by tip-off, and I'd rather just not even go to the game if I can't get there by tip-off. I just don't like it. It throws off my routine. So didn't go to the game, and honestly, I'm fairly thankful that I haven't, because in the 5 games that I haven't gone to this season, we are 2-3. We've lost the last 2, so unfortunate there. And if you want to check out the game day vlogs of my game day experience, I've been doing all of them. They've been all great. Every single one has been over 1,000 views so far this season, so I really appreciate all you guys. And keep tapping into the lives, even when we lose. I don't know why, but it's starting to be a shift in my channel where it used to be when we lost, I would get way more views, and now when we win, I get way more views. So I don't know. But we got a game to talk about tonight. And for the Laker fans that are wondering, are you going to give us some Laker stuff? I literally haven't watched the Laker game since the Thunder game, but I will talk about that a little bit. But yeah, I still have to do some work there, and hopefully some time off for the Clippers this week will help me do that. But I got a busy week this week as well with my middle school season starting. So Clippers, Rockets will take up the majority of the time tonight. It was a rough loss, but before we even talk about the game itself, we got to talk about the state of our roster. And the first thing is that Kawhi Leonard has been seen shooting the ball, has been seen doing jump rope, and he's on his way back. And I heard a little something from a little birdie talking about he could be back by Christmas a couple weeks ago. And it looks like he's going to be around. There's a rumor about December 16th because it's his bobblehead night, but I don't know. They haven't said that he's playing 5-on-5 yet. So I'm not convinced on that, but let's just say that the signs are pointing to Kawhi coming back at the end of the year or early January, and that's like a great sign. So I'm very enthusiastic about that. And then James Harden was out tonight. He missed his first game of the season with a, groin soreness. So to me, that sounds very much like load management. And look, I'm not the one that's saying that James Harden wanted to sit out, because James is not that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? He wants to play every game he can. Definitely, this was the medical staff's decision to say, hey, if we give you this rest, you will literally have played like one game in like the last 9 days before we play Denver again. So that's a real extended time off for a guy who's been carrying the offense this season. And to be honest, I thought tonight, given that we didn't have him, we stayed in it against a team that's been doing really, really well this season in the Houston Rockets. But the James Harden sitting out the game or getting sat out wouldn't be the tip of the iceberg with our injury stuff. Amir Coffey in warmups was feeling discomfort in his shoulder and was ruled out of the game with a right shoulder contusion. Our boy Joey Lynn reporting that. So unfortunately, the Brewmaster missed the game, and he's been very good. Hopefully that doesn't lead to a couple of games missed, because, we've got a couple of days off. So hopefully these injuries are minor, not a big deal. And then Mo Bamba knee has been ruled out. So is that just like management from the injury that he had in the summer? I don't know why he's sitting out. We should keep playing him, but whatever. Remember, I'm not a fan of load management. I still fucking hate it. I'm the load management hater. But in terms of James Harden, I'm not tripping too much. And in terms of the fact that when you sit out guys, you're like the way I see it is when you rest guys, you're saying I'm okay to lose. Now, the devil's advocate is we're thinking about the long haul. That stuff has never worked. It's proven not to work. It's scientifically proven not to work. The league people were writing articles about how it doesn't work. Now, granted, yes, if somebody's overusing something, you could risk injury by not playing them, but it's all precaution and all that. And I do stand by the decision to not play James Harden because, look, we're 14-10 without Kawhi, now 14-11. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. We can afford to be 14-11 without Kawhi through 25, in my opinion. If it means James Harden comes back even more fresh against Denver, who he's had a knack for killing, as we know, with the 16-8 record against Nikola Jokic. But Derrick Jones Jr. also missed. Well, we already know about Terrence Mann, by the way, the middle finger. He's has to undergo surgery and will be reevaluated in 3 weeks. Kobe Brown has a herniated disc and will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. That was on December 4th. And then Derrick Jones Jr. left the game after 12 minutes with right hamstring soreness. And that makes 2 guys with Norman Powell and Derrick Jones Jr. that have some hamstring kind of issues. So I don't know. That was a very unfortunate Clipper-like series of events with all these injuries. But considering we missed all those guys, I thought we put up a valiant effort tonight. 117-106, the final score to the Houston Rockets. This is actually the first game this season that I haven't written notes for, like to talk about stuff. But I'm going to say a couple of things that just stuck out for me. Rebounding, number 1. You look at the guys we're missing. Terrence, Amir, Derek, and then, of course, Kawhi. We're missing all our wings, essentially. All we have is Nico and Jordan Miller, right? So we are depleted. And the Houston Rockets, they have a lot of length, size, and athleticism. I'm tempted to say that they're the most athletic team in the NBA. Through 25 games of the season for us, there is no team that we've played that has been as athletic as them. You start with Jabari Smith Jr., who's a 6'10", lanky motherfucker who is very mobile, okay? So he gives you an element of athleticism and switchability. Then you have Dylan Brooks, who's not the craziest like leaper, but he's extremely strong, has good hands. And then you have Jalen Green, who in this game was the best version of himself. And when he is rolling, he has moments athletically where he's looking like Jordan Green and not Jalen Green. And then you've got Amen Thompson, who's, I mean, in terms of high flying, strong, like gets his hands on the ball, that guy is incredible. And we didn't get to see too much of that last year because that injury to begin his career. But now that he's getting that even bigger role in year 2, he's been extremely impressive. They didn't even have Tari Eason tonight or Fred VanVleet, but it's, I mean, if you want to talk about injuries, it's still advantage Houston tonight. No James Harden. I thought our offense would completely fold. The fact that we were only down by 2 after the first quarter, I was very happy about. And as far as defensive strategies, well, by the way, just before, I want to go back to rebounding. We lost the game to me mainly because of rebounds. Our defense was obviously going to take a hit without those guys that I mentioned above, or earlier, I should say. Not above. Too used to talking like I'm tweeting. But those guys I mentioned, and then we obviously don't have James Harden for the offensive side of things, but we did a good job at the beginning of the game of using, Norm and Jordan Miller coming off curls to generate offense, and then a little bit of Zubats in the post. But throughout the game, the Rockets were just having a really solid game shooting the ball. They were making some really tough shots. I'm not talking about the Şengün shots. I'm mainly talking about the shots from the likes of Jalen Green, the likes of Dylan Brooks. I mean, Dylan Brooks, when he shoots 4 for 8 from 3 and has 19 points, that's a good night for him shooting the ball. He was laughing. Like, he was literally laughing. Then you had Amen Thompson, who is not known for shooting, and he was making some, jump shots. Like, 22 points for him. And then Jalen Green had one of those nights. He had 11 points on 50% shooting from 3 from Aaron Holiday. And I don't think all this was bad defense, but I do think that the lack of wings caused a size and athleticism disadvantage for us. They just had an advantage. And we've seen that in all of the games against Houston. As far as defensive strategies, and we were getting crushed on the glass as a result, but a lot of times we're just not doing a good enough job boxing out. That effort on the glass has to be there. You're going to have to work that much harder if you have a smaller lineup than the Rockets. And we just weren't up to that task tonight. But I'm not mad at the team. I applaud their effort. It was valiant, but you're going to need a little bit more grit. And Ty Lue used the words, we got out scrapped tonight. And I think that's a good way of putting it. So the Rockets, again, athleticism is just off the charts over there. So after hating them for so many years with Mike D'Antoni and James Harden, I actually really enjoy this Rockets team. Like, I'm not a Rockets hater. I loved Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming when I was a kid. But anyway, we saw last time we played them, when we lost those 2 games in Houston, that Şengün they were going to put on Chris Dunn and then have Jabari Smith on Zubac. So when we use Zubac as a screener, they could just switch that pick and roll, and Jabari Smith's mobile enough to stay in front. And then there's Dylan Brookses of the world, the Amen Thompsons are able to, try their best to body up Zoo and get underneath him and use their lower center of gravity to kind of push him off his feet a little bit. And without Fred VanVleet, they can switch even easier there and not have as much worry. Like, oh, if Fred is put in the pick and roll, are we going to, be afraid to switch him on a Zubac? And they had Şengün guarding Chris Dunn and sagging off. And in the beginning of the game, Chris Dunn started out shooting the ball really well. But I thought that he naturally kind of got passive, not looking at the rim. On catch and shoots he did, but like when Şengün was sagging off, I thought he could have just pulled up a couple of times and he didn't. And I do think that offensively, Chris Dunn is slowing down a bit, but I think he's got to keep the defense honest. And I think that was a little bit of a problem tonight. He ended up having 9 points, but I mean, how many of those points were in the first quarter? If any of my mods are in here and you can help me with that, that would be really, really, really appreciated. He had 9 points, 2 assists, a rebound, and 5 steals. By the way, yeah, his hands were incredible defensively. I mean, 5 steals. He has great anticipation. His rotations are sharp. Great usage of hands when guys are trying to drive on him. His, dig and recover is so good because he ends up getting a hand on the ball a lot of the time. So, I mean, again, Chris Dunn defensively is something special. Offensively, I think he can be a little bit more confident in his own abilities. And by the way, tonight was a very special night in the sense that it was I don't know if I'd call this special, but first time in 25 years that the Clippers and the Lakers have played a home game on the same night. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it because I love the Clippers and the Lakers playing on separate nights. That was one of the biggest reasons I liked having Staples Center because I like watching both games. I'm a basketball fan in LA and I like keeping up. I'm obviously going to choose the Clippers when the Lakers play at the same time because that's my squad. But I don't know. I don't think it helps the local scene. I don't think it helps the ratings. Obviously, the Lakers are not going to get affected by it as much, but we will because I know a lot of Laker fans like watching our games. And so, a lot of Clipper fans do the hate watch as well with the Lakers. I just do the watch. I'm not a crazy hater, but right now, definitely with LeBron and JJ, I'm a hater right now. Can't lie. Everybody knows that, but it's all lighthearted. Yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I hope there's not too many of these Laker Clippers on the same night at home type of deals. And I saw our attendance tonight. It didn't look very good. I'm not saying that everybody was at the Laker game or anything like that, but I think it doesn't help, especially when we have also a home game at SoFi. By the way, my Rams beating the Buffalo Bills. How about that? And one thing that is one of the negatives about this coaching stuff that I'm doing on weekends, and I love it, is I don't get to watch football as much. I don't get to watch the Rams, and that sucks because we're having a pretty good season right now, all things considered, the way we started. I've only watched like 3 to 4 games, so it's so unfortunate. I feel like I'm so out of the loop with them, but beating the Bills, I'll absolutely take that. And I kind of want to make my way to SoFi, but I can't spend my money on any other games besides Clippers until I get my World Series Dodger merch because we won the World Series. Don't forget it. But anyway, we were down 30-28 after the second quarter. We lost it 34-24. And here's where I think things went kind of south for us. Jordan Miller was playing really well. Turning the corner, coming off curls, even knocking down open threes. And then Bones, by the way, KPJ returned in this game, and I didn't like the way he started, but then he slowly started growing into the game, making some shots and making some solid drive and kick passes. But Bones Highland came in, and he was playing really well. He was knocking down his shot. He wasn't dilly-dallying as much behind the three-point line. He was being more deliberate with getting it downhill on the dribble or off the dribble. Had some nice reads and pick and roll, and he was knocking down his shots. And I started to see when he made that layup high off the glass, I was like, oh, okay, Bones is feeling like that today, which is beautiful. I love it when Bones can get hot like that. But then we put KPJ back in for Miller, and we had like a 4-guard lineup of like Chris Dunn, KPJ, Bones, and Jordan. And I don't even think it was Jordan Miller. And Norman Powell. And we were way too small. They were like posting up Bones. KPJ was falling asleep defensively or, was playing bad defense to the point where we were in rotation. And, I mean, it was tough. It was tough, I I didn't agree with that lineup choice from Ty. I think that was too small. He got a little too cute there. And I don't understand why KPJ should have played over Miller. I think the KPJ minutes with Bones were not good. Like it's just two guys that do the same thing. And by the way, how much better is KPJ really than Bones? The more Bones plays and gets an extended opportunity, the more I'm starting to think like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, and people like Bones more here. But KPJ has that size. I get it. And maybe I'm being harsh again, but I like Bones Highland. Like, I just want to give him a chance because he does do some good things. I think defensively, KPJ's better. He's got more size. That's obvious. But I don't know. I think that unit or that stretch really hurt us. And by the way, for feeding Zoo in the post a decent amount. I think we still could have done it more. I'm always down for more Zoo touches, especially when he shoots so efficiently. Like 9 for 15. I think he should have shot more, especially when we can get him against a smaller guy every single time down the court. And Zoo, I thought, did a much better job tonight of passing out of double teams. We ended up getting some really good threes, but we just didn't really hit. And Norman Powell, we kind of needed him to have a good shooting night, and he didn't. He was 5 for 18 from the field, shot a putrid 1 for 8 from 3. He was 6 for 7 from the foul line, but 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers. The one thing I will say is we were very low turnover as a team, which I absolutely love. Just 7 in total. So you love to see that. And that's part of why, despite the offensive rebound advantage for the Houston Rockets, who out-rebounded us on the offensive glass 12-7, we actually shot 10 more shots than them. But we shot 45% from the field. They shot 49%, but we shot 32% from 3, and they shot 37%, and 4 more threes that ended up being basically the difference in the game. And they also got to the foul line 10 more times. And a lot of that's because they're just quicker and more athletic. And we don't have as many guys that can put it on the floor and make a play without James Harden. And tonight you saw like Norman Powell against high-level defenses, he's not really a shot creator. He's a play finisher. And a lot of times he was driving and kicking. But like, I love Norman Powell. Like, I really do. But what percentage of his passes are jump passes? Because that's all he seems to do when it comes to passing. And it's very dangerous. And he gets a lot of turnovers. He gets stuck in the air. It's very dangerous. So, I mean, I get some guys can get away with it, but so many dudes get turnovers jump passing now. It's like insane to me. I don't know how it's not emphasized at youth level. We emphasize it at our club team all the time. But anyway, yeah. Şengün, I thought a couple times we doubled unnecessarily. In the second half when we had everybody injured, we played Nico Batum a lot. And I thought even though Nico couldn't hit a shot, his defense was really good. And there were times where I don't know why we sent help with Nico one-on-one against Şengün. I know that's a mismatch, but he hadn't destroyed him necessarily. I thought we didn't have to double, and every time we did, it felt like they made an open 3. But also when we didn't end possessions with rebounds, they made us pay like every time. And I knew when that kept happening, I was like, yeah, this is not our game. So it is what it is. Like, we don't have our guys. I think Jordan Miller didn't get quite enough time. But Bones Highland played really well, and we made a little push at the end. We tried. I thought in the fourth quarter we fed Zubats more. But, you know, KPJ had some good moments, but they were just a better team than us on this night. And when Jalen Green's playing like that and making like that follow-away 3 hit, like, I don't know. What am I supposed to say? I think we could have done a better job rebounding. They out-rebounded us on the offensive glass 12-7, and in the game 50-33. I mean, Jesus. No rebounds, no rings. It's very simple. 117-106 is the final. The Clippers win the second half by a singular point. They are 16-8 now. We're 14-11. I'll take that, but we are 2.5 games behind them, and I need us to finish with a better record than them because I want to keep our pick. They're good. 117-106 is the final. Let's read the lines for them. They shot 85% from the foul line and went 9 deep. Steven Adams, I can't believe he's on this team. He looks a little old, but he had 10 minutes, 4 points, 4 boards on 2 for 2 shooting. Missed both his free throws. Reed Shepard got 11 minutes. He was attacked defensively a good amount. And he was 0 for 3 with all his shots being threes and didn't register in any category. Was a donut. And then you had Jayshawn Tate, who came off the bench and gave the Rockets 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists to go along with a steal on 2 for 4 shooting, 0 for 1 from 3, and made both his free throws in 18 minutes. And then Aaron Holiday, 11 points off the bench to go along with a rebound and 3 assists, 2 turnovers as well. But he shot 50% from the field, and all his shots were threes, 3 for 6 from there. Campbell Hall's finest, Aaron Holiday. and UCLA. And then the starting five, they really leaned heavily to the starters tonight. 34 minutes or more for all five of them. Jabari Smith Jr. had 34 minutes, and I thought he was really good. His ability to switch has really hurt us in many ways, not allowing us to get advantages in pick and roll. He had a double-double, 13 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block on 4 for 9 shooting, 2 for 5 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. And then Jalen Green, what a game for him. 31 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 3 turnovers on 9 for 20 shooting, 5 for 13 from 3, and 8 for 8 from the foul line. He was the player of the game, in my opinion. Then you had Alpi Şengün, who had a double-double with 11 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 turnovers on 4 for 9 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. Ime Udoka made a comment after the game tonight. I want him to get that European out of his game and stop complaining. I think that's pretty funny because it's true for the past, but it's weird how like the FIBA rules are now more physical in the NBA. It's like the tide has somewhat turned, which is interesting. Dylan Brooks, he had 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks, 1 turnover. Really filled up the stat sheet and shot really well. 7 for 15 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3 in 38 minutes. Then Amen Thompson, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and a block. 3 turnovers on 9 for 14 shooting, 1 for 3 from deep, and 3 for 3 from the foul line. If you don't get a body on him, he will crash the offensive glass. Both Thompson brothers do it. Now, as far as us, 9-man rotation. Kai Jones played 11 minutes. Some solid activity, but I don't know. Not much to say about him. 4 points, a rebound, an assist, and a steal, and a turnover, and made both his shots. Derek Jones, I already talked about him, only played 12 minutes at 2 points. Chris Dunn, already spoke about him. Nicholas Batum had a donut and 4 rebounds and an assist, and he was 0 for 3 from the field and 0 for 2 from 3. Some of those two, if he had made one of those threes, I think it could have really helped us momentum-wise, but he did not turn the ball over, so that's nice. Neither did Zoo, by the way, and I'm really happy with that because he got double-teamed a good amount, so he had to make, he's forced into making some tough passes. Then you had Bones Highland, who played 28 minutes, and I thought he was really good. I don't like that Kevin Porter Jr. got 9 more minutes than him. But just defensively, Bones is small. That's the only thing. Like the Rockets, they don't have anyone without Fred VanVleet and Aaron Holiday on the court that like Bones can really match up with. Like everyone's really strong. So that's where KPJ has an advantage. But offensively, I loved what I saw from Bones. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, just 1 turnover on 7 for 13 shooting, 5 for 10 from 3, and made all 3 of his free throws. So promising stuff there. But when Harden comes back, I think he's going back to the bench, and I don't know how much I like that. Jordan Miller. He played 32 minutes. Honestly could have played even more. He had 12 points, 6 boards, 2 assists on 5 for 12 shooting and 2 for 4 from 3. His career high is 15, and he had 10 in the first half. I thought he would get it, and I'm disappointed that he didn't, and I blame that a little bit on the coaching staff for not playing him enough. And then we had KPJ, who played 37 minutes, scored 19 points, got 2 boards, had 6 assists to lead the way for us, 2 steals, and a turnover. But again, I just don't love his process. I talk about James Harden's process, but like Kevin Porter Jr. is like him with, but even worse. But way worse, but in terms of like what I like, you know what I mean? It's like what I enjoy watching. He's even worse. I mean, 8 for 18 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. Some of them were ill-advised as hell. 1 for 2 from the foul line. But yeah, he's back. Norm, I already talked about him. He didn't have a good shooting night. And then Zoo, a double-double, 21 and 12 to go along with an assist and 2 blocks. And I wish he could have shot more because 60%, that's amazing. You want him to shoot more. 9 for 15, 3 for 4 from the foul line. I get it. It's not a post-up league anymore. You don't want to play so much through a big, but I think we should in games like this, especially when Norm's not shooting well. But it is what it is. Not a big deal. Now, to end the show, I wanted to say a couple of things. First, I want to give a huge congratulations to former Clipper Chris Paul for passing the great Jason Kidd in the all-time assist list, second all-time. What an accomplishment. CP3, we got to see the best of him here in LA with the Clippers. And I mean, I'm proud of the guy, man. It's an incredible accomplishment. 20 years passing the greats, Nash, Magic, Jay Kidd, Mark Jackson, super legendary. And I want to say this too. I think it's very fitting that John Stockton and Chris Paul are the two leading assist guys in the history of the game. They're both small guards, pick and roll gods, really high IQ, really scrappy defenders, very dirty, great leaders, and are never going to win a fucking championship. Oh, man. Absolute legends. Salute to them both. Literally, Chris Paul is the John Stockton of this era. He just didn't leave. He just went to a bunch of different teams. He is the John Stockton of this era. Anyway, now to end the show. So if you haven't checked out my latest episode of Basketball on Figueroa with Edwin, please go check that out. I talked about some more Laker games there, but I still haven't watched the Heat blowout, who everyone's saying you got to watch that game. I still haven't watched the Hawks game, which everyone's saying you got to watch as well. And the Lakers won against the Blazers tonight. And I also haven't watched the end of the Jazz game or the Wolves game. So I was right on track. I was like a game or two behind. And then I've been so busy. And I know what you're wondering, like, Dime, you don't have to watch every game, dude. I'm a little bit of a sicko, though. And one time I'll concede. But the Lakers, it's such a soap opera. Like, I just like watching it for the entertainment. Like, it's just a freaking soap opera over there. But I'll talk about the Thunder game really briefly. That was a valiant effort from the Lakers. Austin Reeves, that hard fall was very sus. Like, I was just like scared for the guy. But LeBron was dog shit in that game. Just dog shit. He just didn't play defense. His offense was terrible. He literally jumped past so much in that game and got so many stupid turnovers. I couldn't believe it. And then AD, for the second time in like 3 games, second time in 4 games, he went up against like a bigger guy like Hartenstein or a guy that could match his physicality. And he kind of settled for jumpers too much and just didn't have the same kind of scoring game that we've been accustomed to seeing this season. They got good performances with like the Ruiz and the other guys, but to me, LeBron and AD blew that game. And Austin Reeves was terrible, just terrible. And SGA, he just finds a way to get 30 every single night somehow, every single night. And then what's his name was amazing. Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm so mad we let him go. He's super good. Double-double machine. But yeah, Lakers just lost the Thunder because the Thunder are better. But if LeBron and AD aren't going to play well, D'Lo was really good in that game too. You're going to need to get more contributions from other guys than that. And I just think the Lakers are not going to beat the Thunder without AD and LeBron playing well. If both don't play very well, they're not beating the Thunder. Hell no. This is how it goes. But rough little stretch there for the Lakers. But I know it gets even rougher, so I'll be watching. You can follow your boy on social media. Oh, by the way, let me just do this because my boy Fabian's not going to be happy with me if I don't. I forgot, like an idiot that I am sometimes, that this episode is also brought to you by DraftKings. The NBA season is back. And new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets. Clearly, the Clippers weren't tonight. Prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. First time, new DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code ABTV. That's code ABTV for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.com/bball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. A great episode, and the Clippers are going to be off for a couple days, so I'll be doing my damnedest to get back on track with the Lakers. And then on Basketball and Figueroa, we'll break it all down, and maybe I'll break it all down on a live. The age-old proverb continues. Oh, I'm not doing Locked On. I forgot. Peace, everybody. Have a great night, and comment for the algorithms. Let me know what you think, and keep watching my videos. I got a bunch of vlogs out. I've been super good in terms of getting the vlogs out. And I've talked about every Laker game in the season up to the Thunder game. And I have something on every Clipper game. I apologize for not going live to talk about the Timberwolves blowout the other day, but it was such a bad game. I talked about it on Locked On. It was nonsense, garbage. We'll talk about it on Basketball and Figueroa anyway, so we'll make sure that every single game is still covered for you right here on Dime Dropper, your hub for LA basketball and LA sports. Go Rams, go Clippers. If you're a Laker fan, go Lakers, but that's not going to come from me, especially with LeBron and JJ Redick and their fanboys in there. But good night, Los Angeles. Good night, wherever you may be. Go Clippers. And Juan Soto went to the Mets. And I just think it's going to be funny to watch Mets fans hate, or Yankee fans hate Juan Soto. Dodgers are champs. Good night, everybody. All right, live chat. Let's talk a little bit, huh? You have questions you can give me. Super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1 or a dime. Any donations appreciated. What's up, Mr. E? DB. What's up, everyone? Bunit Shima says, couldn't throw out real defensive lineups without Coffee, man, DJJ. Facts. Juan Soto Mets. Crazy. Rockets been good this year. Are you worried about the injuries piling up? Not really. I think Harden will be fine by next game. Mr. E says, Rockets have been surprisingly good for me. I still had them maybe 7th, 8th in my West preseason standings. Okay, I was hating and I put him 11th just because I didn't want him to finish above the Clippers. We played a lot better without Harden at least starting. Huh? I wouldn't say we played a lot better without Harden. Shout out to Shamit, though. He made me like the Suns more at least, but still didn't want him to win. Shamit? Why'd you say that? Or was it Coach Ty throwing the game? Arash Nagdi, one of my parents of my kids I coach, says, let Harden get fresh. Different era. Yeah. Injuries during games. I know that phrase all too well. Lions fan. Rockets are athletic as hell. Tari is one of my favorites, yeah. Dunn is 11 for 46 from 3 as a starter. Teams are starting to guard him like he's Westbrook. Oh, good stats, my friend. Yeah, it's tough. Amen doing that in this game is crazy. Yeah. Tracy was sick, but that 3-1 lead against us in 03 is... Oh, you're a Pistons fan? Oh, yeah, you're Mr. E, yeah. Dunn, 5 steals, but only 22 minutes. Needs more minutes, but Bones was playing well, so it's more understandable. Zoo needs more shots. His touch is back. Norm struggled. Oh, well, Rockets are solid. We move on. Stafford. Oh, you got KPJ. I was disappointed he didn't play when I watched the Denver game. Got him back, I mean. I'm willing to hear this Bones thing out still, but when Clips got him, I thought you got a steal. Funnest fact from the Denver versus Clips game was learning Zoo has more double-doubles and hook shots made it over Jokic. Jesse Carmichael says, I love Bones, but don't love his attitude. Seems a little entitled/lazy sometimes. Loving Jordan Miller. His energy is so refreshing and plays the game the right way. Really hope we can hold on to him. I completely agree. You didn't miss much. You say that because you're a Laker fan and they're losing, though. I want to see the why. I'm such a sicko. I watch Hornets versus Nets, and the Nets aren't even tanking right now, technically. He definitely seems entitled. He believes he should get minutes, so he mopes around. I think he might be going through something mental, though. Being discouraged can affect it. I agree. Bones definitely has talent, though, and if given minutes, he can produce. Would be great if he can act like he cares and have a good attitude, but looks like PJ Tucker affected him. Well, he was doing this in Denver, Daniel. Definitely not happy with his role. Yep. Clippers. What's up, Andrew? Clippers title 2025. Is that it for the night, guys? By the way, the views when we've lost haven't been as good this season. I mean, guys, let's not get soft here. I know my channel started out as a channel where Laker fans came to laugh, and now everyone's like, oh, shit, he's actually talking about basketball. He's not just a rager, and there's no reason to rage when we're doing this well. So, oh, by the way, too, I was on Locked On NBA last night. Only my second time ever on it, so go check that out. We were talking about other teams in the league, and I know I've promised that I'm going to do an episode talking about everyone else around the quarter mark, and we're a little over the quarter mark. But I'm going to do that when I get a chance. Until I get caught up with the Lakers, I can't do an episode like that. So maybe around the holidays, the kids will be on winter break. I'll have a little more time. We'll see. But go check those out. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, I really appreciate all the love that everyone's been showing, throughout the season. It makes it all worth it. What's up, Kyle's Takes? Kawhi return. I mean, I know people have rumored that. I talked about it here. I'm not sure. Rank top 5 disappointments this year and short explanation. It could be a team or player. Okay. Minnesota. They're starting to get it together. Dante DiVincenzo. I've been shocked how bad he's been. The Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, very disappointing. Brandon Pajimski. Disappointing from the way I've heard Warriors fans talk about him. The Pelicans, obviously, but that's a lot of injuries over there. And who else? Another disappointment. Not the Nuggets. Oh, Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray. Someone said something about the Suns losing. Are we contenders with Kawhi back? I think we're contenders to make it out of the West. Like top 6 seed. We're right in the middle of the pack in a deep Western Conference without Kawhi. I think we'll be completely fine. I feel you, Cam. Yeah, dude is going through the sophomore slump. And then top 5 surprises. The Rockets. Amen Thompson's been so good. The Spurs, honestly. Stephon Castle, I'm really impressed with him. I'm going to talk about the Spurs. I've been watching the Spurs a good amount. Oh, the Kings are in that disappointment category too. Sacramento. Who else has been surprising? Cleveland. I mean, I knew they were going to be good, but this good is a lot. So Kenny Atkinson, I've been very impressed with. Ty Jerome. He should win most improved player at this to me. Ty Jerome. Honestly, over Norm. Because Norm is getting bigger opportunity. You could honestly Norm as well. Chris Dunn's even better. Would you trade Harden for Curry? Oh, bro, I would trade Harden for Curry any day of the week. Are you out of your mind? Even though he's not a better floor raiser, I don't give a fuck. If you put Kawhi with Curry, oh my God. Curry is one of the greatest to ever touch a ball. He's not like, I like Harden. Do I? I respect Harden's ability, but he's not in Steph's galaxy to me. At one point, they were close, but like in the grand scheme of things, he's not in his galaxy. Anyway, all right, that's it. Nobody's ever going to catch Stockton. Congrats, CP3. I agree. 76ers, but injuries, yes. Darn, you don't have to watch every game. Stop it, Raid. Biggest for me is Pelicans. I want them to win, but it's hard to even watch right now. Yeah, I feel you. Curry washed. I wouldn't go that far. All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a great night. I got to do Locked On as well. So throw some comments in the video. What did you think of the video? What did you think of the Clipper game? And if you're a Laker fan, tell me what you think of the Lakers. Peace.